Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this chapter is entitled Daksha Curses Lord Shiva, and we are seeing that what is happening is there was a great sacrifice which was being conducted, and then there are many important people in that assembly, and Daksha, one of the main organizers of this sacrifice, he is now entering this assembly. So when Daksha is entering the assembly, it is explained here, because he is a great personality, there is no doubt about it. Socially and even in the terms of pious activities, all those things, he is a great personality holding great responsibility as a Prajapati also. So when he is entering the assembly, it is said that he had a bodily lustre which was very effulgent, something like a sun. And when sun shines, darkness is removed, and all others like stars or moon, they all become very insignificant in front of the shine of the sun. So this was the kind of position of Daksha, that his appearance, bodily lustre was so great that everybody felt very insignificant. And so everybody got up when Daksha entered into that assembly. It is said here, even the fire gods, all the devatas, they all also got up. Even though devatas are on a higher platform than humans basically. So even they got up to show him respect. Brahma welcomed Daksha. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they are considered to be very important Lokpalas who take care of universal affairs. So just like we see, Lord Brahma has a very important work of creation, and Lord Shiva is employed by the Lord for destruction. So even socially also, in that respect, Brahma and Shiva holds a higher position than Daksha. Spiritually, Lord Shiva is one of the greatest of the devotees of the Lord. So there is no doubt about it that he is spiritually also holding a greater position than Daksha. So here, a typically materialistic person, even though he may be a great personality in terms of social position, like Daksha, we can see the mentality of how one expects honor. And this honor is based on the false material position one has acquired in this material world. So we should be very careful about expecting material honors from people. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on the other hand, he has instructed us, for a spiritualist, amanina manadena trunad api sunichena taror iva sahishnuna. This is how a devotee practices. Even though socially he may be on a very higher platform, even though spiritually also he may be on a higher platform, he considers himself to be more lower than a blade of grass. Blade of grass does not have any honor. Nobody honors a blade of grass. Everybody stamps on it. So this example is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that an aspiring spiritualist, this should be his mood, that I should not be expecting any honor. I am lower than a blade of grass. Why I should expect any honor? But even in the community of the Vaishnavas, a devotee either spiritually or as a Vaishnava etiquette, if he is elderly in Krishna consciousness, one does not expect any honor for himself. But for others, it is imperative they should give honor. That is why one practice is amanina. I don't expect, but I don't fail to offer respects to others. And that respect can be, sometimes it may be expressed externally and sometimes it may not be. For example, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur always considered himself servant of his disciple. Dasosmi. Whenever anybody would offer him obeisances, he will reply back, Dasosmi. I am your servant. But externally, it is not that the spiritual master should bow down before his disciples. Even he does not have to even say, Dasosmi. But in his heart he knows that actually he is serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not receiving the respect for himself. He is receiving the respect on behalf of the Supreme Lord, as a representative of the Supreme Lord. Why a pure devotee or a spiritual master is called transparent via media is they don't absorb anything for themselves. He is not thinking that this respect is for me. Even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead says the respect is for the spiritual master, he should be respected on the level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Acharya mam vijaniya na manyeta karhichit. He should be shown the greatest of the respect. But this is the consciousness, such a great consciousness of a pure devotee of the Lord, that on his behalf he does not expect or even takes respect. He passes it on through Guru Parampara to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding all respects are due to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this is how a devotee understands. So, two things have to be practiced simultaneously in Vaishnava community. One is not expecting and at the same time offering respect. Outside sometimes you would have seen on the trucks it is written, give respect, take respect. This is material world. Give respect and take respect. You give, then I will also respect you. You don't give, get lost. This is not spiritual understanding. Spiritual understanding is I don't expect, but I will give whatever is due respect to everyone. So this is very important. So, there are two important considerations we should understand from these different verses which are described here, this whole situation. Material and social consideration and spiritual consideration. These are the two very important factors which we should see here. Now let us see from social and material viewpoint what should have happened. So here Daksha is only having this social and material consideration. He is not able to have a higher understanding. He is not able to understand that there is a higher vision, spiritual vision, spiritual platform. So, we will see the difference, how it is. From social viewpoint, from material viewpoint, Daksha is father-in-law. Lord Shiva is son-in-law. Material consideration means there is no doubt son-in-law must offer respect to father-in-law. Because son-in-law is definitely inferior to father-in-law. Father-in-law is superior, socially, materially. Another consideration, materially, somebody is very elderly by age. He should be offered respect. Just like elderly people, they should be offered respect, social respect should be given. Then there is spiritual consideration. And on spiritual consideration, the etiquette is, age is not a consideration. Social status is not a consideration. Material status is not a consideration. But spiritual level of the person is an important consideration. So we'll take two examples from Bhagavatam itself to understand this. One is in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj, when there was a confusion about what duty is prime duty for him at a time when he has only 7 days left for his life. Many great sages had assembled there, including Veda Vyasa and many other great sages. But still there was a confusion among them and everyone was giving their own advice. At that time, it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam that Shukdev Goswami enters into that assembly. And understanding the exalted position of Srila Shukdev Goswami, everyone else gets up to offer him respect. Even though Shukdev Goswami is by age very junior to practically many of the people who were assembled in that assembly of Parikshit Maharaj. Vedavyasa, his own father, he is also present in that assembly. But everyone gets up and offers him a Vyas Asana, a respectable seat, you see. So, here we can see a clear example that spiritual consideration is far greater than material consideration. Socially also, there were Brahma Rishis, there were Deva Rishis in that assembly. And Shukdev Goswami was an exalted devotee of the Lord. So that was considered to be far greater than any of the social position, and he was thus offered respect. We'll see one more very interesting example of King Indra and his spiritual master Brahaspati. So King Indra, once upon a time, he was seated in his assembly, and it is very nicely described in Srimad Bhagavatam that because of his material position, he was puffed up. And the first sign of being puffed up is one fails to show respect to an exalted personality. So, it is said, Indraha Tribhuvana Aishwarya Mada. He had become puffed up by his Aishwarya of the three worlds, because he was engaged as a king of the three worlds, Tribhuvana Aishwarya Mada. And what happened because of that? Because of this false pride, because of this ahankara which had developed in him because of material opulence. Ulangita Satpatha, the Vaishnava etiquette, he did not follow that. Ulangita, he offended. What did he do? He was actually not only being, and because he was being glorified by many people all around, his pride had further increased. So that is explained. He was surrounded by Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, great sages, other devatas, and Nisevyamanaha, he was being served by some of the demigods. Stuyamanaha, he was being offered prayers by some Gandharvas, they were singing. Upgiyamanaha, Upgiyamana means they were singing his glories. Adhyasana Ashritaha, he was gloriously sitting on his Raj Asana, on his throne of the king. And then Ponderena Atapatrena, there was a white umbrella which somebody was holding on his head. Chamara Vyajana Adibihi, and he was being served with Chamara, Vyajana and other things. Virajmana Polyam Saha Ardha Asanaya. And he was seated with his wife on Ardha Asana. Half the asana was occupied by his wife and half he was occupying. So like this he was sitting in his assembly. So then in that assembly, being so intoxicated with pride, being served like this, being glorified, he completely lost external consciousness. So there entered great personality like Brahaspati, who is called as one who is worshipped by both Asuras and Suras. So Brahaspati entered in that assembly and Indra failed to see anything. He is so absorbed in his pride and material opulence and trying to be, being served by others, that such a great personality is entering. He did not pay any attention. So what all he did, it is said in Bhagavatam, Na Abhyanandana, he did not welcome Brahaspati. Na Pratyu Utthana, he never got up from his seat. Na Asana Adibihi, did not offer any seat or any other welcome. Asana Adibihi. See, even a normal guest comes to somebody's place, to somebody's assembly. It's an etiquette. Even if you're a king, you should get up. One should get up. And he should offer at least a welcome, some sweet words, a seat, some water to anybody who comes. It is said even an enemy comes, one should observe this etiquette of respecting the Atithi. This is how our Vedic etiquettes are there. Here it is a completely different thing. Here it is a great personality like Brahaspati, his own spiritual master, who has entered in that assembly, and he has showed no respect to him. So Prabhupada explains, familiarity breeds contempt. Prabhupada comments. Because he was thinking, my spiritual master, every day he comes, what is it? One day if I do not get up, does not matter. I do not pay any attention to him, does not matter. See? So one should never become familiar with great personalities physically. That is the point of starting offenses. Offenses will begin in mind first. One will think, ordinary personality. What is it? Isn't it? And then it will come out in the forms of verbal or actions. It begins with mind, but then it will manifest in our behavior, it will manifest in our actions. So specifically with the spiritual master, one should not become materially familiar. One should always maintain respectful distance. Respectful distance from the superiors. It is very essential. Otherwise, one will definitely commit offenses. So, he did not consider that actually it is a great personality, my spiritual master, and I should give that highest of the respect to him. And he did not get up. So Brahaspati, on the other hand, he could have cursed immediately Indra. He did not curse. He was gentle in his behavior. But he knew very well that he has violated a very important principle And very soon, Indra's fall down is ascertained. It is ascertained. It's a very important principle. Even though that great personality may curse, may not curse, but by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, anyone who offends a great devotee of the Lord, his fall down is imminent. Indra realized this. So Brahaspati went away. Silently he left that assembly and he went away. Later on, Indra realized his mistake. And he thought, now I will find out my spiritual master, I will beg pardon from him, I will fall flat. But it was too late by the time he tried to search him, could not get him, because Brahaspati disappeared even from his house, knowing very well that now Indra will come to beg forgiveness. And then he could understand that now his fall down is imminent. And then Indra is repentive. He repents his behavior. And in that, some very important understanding he gives, which is very important. So he says, although I am the king of the Devatas, who are situated in the mode of goodness, I was proud of little opulence and polluted by false ego. I became proud because of my opulence and I was polluted by ahankara. Under these circumstances, who in this world would accept such riches at the risk of falling down? This is very important for devotees. We should not expect or accept any position which may lead to our fall down. Very important. Some position we may, because we should know our standard of development of our consciousness very well. Certain things will endanger our spiritual life. Let us say, for example, in immature stage, somebody has been demanding, Prabhu, make me temple commander, make me temple commander. And he is not mature enough to handle that situation of being a temple commander, or let us say president of one place or a vice president in the temple. You see, first of all, actually devotee never demands. These are all bestowed by higher authorities. They are not asked for. Positions which are required to serve, something is required to serve. They should not be asked for. They are given by higher authorities. And we should accept. Sometimes, if one is confident that actually he is not mature enough, he may go and even say, Prabhu, you want to give me, it is very nice. You want to make me a temple commander, it is very good. But I understand my position far better. I don't think I'll be able to handle this responsibility of being a temple commander. Not in the terms of materially you may be able to handle, but spiritually, if you're not able to handle, some respect will come. Oh, he's a temple commander, he's a vice president, he's a president of the temple. If you're not able to handle, and if we grow horns, we become proud, isn't it? And we are expecting honors, everybody should honor me. Then fall down is imminent, we should understand. You see? So this is what Indra is saying. Who will accept? Isn't it? He is saying, my opulence is condemned. It has become a reason for my pride. And it has become a reason for my fall down. So who, after understanding that all these things will actually make me susceptible for offenses, will accept such kind of things? So material things, devotees are very cautious to accept. Something which a devotee knows can actually completely bewilder me. He should not accept all those things. And generally, it will not be given, but sometimes out of social consideration, we demand, Prabhu, if this is not there, this will happen, that will happen. Isn't it? All these kinds of things. So, these are very important things we should understand. So, he's saying, alas, I condemn my wealth and opulence. So, he is able to understand that this is the reason. Next, he talks about his social position. This was about his opulence. Now he talks about his social position. He was a king. So he may think, as a king, why I should get up? Brahaspati may have entered, but I am a king. Isn't it? I am supposed to sit on my throne. Why I should get up? So Prabhupada explains this very nicely. So Indra is saying, if a person says, one who is situated on an exalted throne of a king should not stand up to show respect to another king or a Brahmana, is to be understood he does not know superior religious principles. See, some religious principles are there, social understanding is there. King is not required to get up when his citizens enter. That is a social etiquette even he has to follow. Even though he may consider himself Dasa, but he is not supposed to get up and, show respect to any, ordinary citizen entering his palace. But yes, another king enters. Another king enters. It is an etiquette for him. He has to get up to welcome another king. Or if a Brahmana enters, if a Vaishnava enters, and definitely if a spiritual master enters, he must get up to show all respect. So he's saying, if somebody is thinking that somebody is sitting on an exalted seat like of a king, and he should not get up, he is fool. He is ignorant of superior religious principles. So, in purport, Prabhupada explains some very interesting things. With this, we will stop. I think it's already time. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in this regard, when a president or king is sitting on his throne, he does not need to show respect to everyone who comes within his assembly, but he must show respect to superiors like his spiritual master, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. And then Prabhupada offers many examples. There are many examples of how he should act. When Lord Krishna was sitting on his throne, Narada fortunately entered his assembly. Even Lord Krishna immediately stood up with his officers, ministers, to offer respectful obeisances to Narada. Narada knew Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna knew Narada was his devotee. But although Krishna is Supreme Lord, Narada is Lord's devotee, Lord observed religious etiquette. Since Narada was a brahmachari, a brahmana, exalted devotee, even Krishna, while acting as a king, offered his respectful obeisances unto Narada. Such is the conduct visible in the Vedic civilization. Civilization in which the people do not know how the representative of Narada and Krishna should be respected, how society should be formed, and how one should advance in Krishna consciousness. A society concerned only with manufacturing new cars, skyscraper every year, and then breaking them to pieces, making new ones, may be technologically advanced, but it is not human civilization. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki